Hello, good day everyone, and it's Gameweek 22. Okay, but of course, we had a break last week, but in that break also there was a lot of things to talk about, specifically the changes in the managers, especially Menu getting losing. Actually, it's Amorim. Okay, finally sending Amorim out, which is actually a strange time to send him out. If you think about it. Thought we have a quick chin wag about it. We today I'm with the A game only. Pio is actually busy today. Unfortunately, can't join us, so no head jokes. Uh, but yeah, we'll miss him. But I think he should be back by the next week. So, how? What do you think? I think it's a
Well,
funny time to get rid of Amorim, right?
it's really weird. It's really weird. Because I would have assumed they would have had somebody planned, to come in.
Hmm.
But I've heard people say that it makes a lot of sense to get an old player, to come back and take charge of Man United. It's the least. Well, it cost them the least financially. At first, I thought it would have been Fletcher, but apparently, we have heard that Carrick will be the one taking the job, and Fletcher will go back to the under 18s. So, as a Man U fan, what do you feel? Do you feel hopeful, or do you think it's going to be a bad move?
So, but it's hard to say when old players take the job. Not necessarily that they're actually going to do it well, especially because sometimes they come with the mental of the team that they were playing with, and which is not necessarily the same situation today with the current batch of players. And for example, I can't imagine Keane coming in and having an easy time, you know,
Mm,
as compared to him as a player last time. So same thing with Carrick. I'm not sure whether or not um, he will perform, but at least the
mm,
good thing about it is he has experience working with the team because he was working
mm,
under Solskjaer and Mourinho during
mm,
the 2018-19 period that time. So he was
yeah.
already there. So he has some experience working with the players and working with good managers. And
Mm.
at the same time, when he left to do his stint at Middlesbrough, right? I think was it Middlesbrough? I think
Oh,
I
I'm
think
not
so.
sure. I'm not sure about his history.
Uh, so then he has garnered more experience, and you can tell he's passionate about the club.
Mm.
But interesting, considering Darren Fletcher doesn't want to work with him, and decides to, instead of being part of the his coaching team, he decides to go back and take the other job,
Yeah,
which
that was
may.
interesting. That was an interesting one. So there must be something behind the scene, or he felt hurt that he didn't get the first job. I'm not sure which is it. Have not read that too much detail into it. How about Liam Rosenior? The sacking of Enzo was also not Enzo. What is it? What was his
Enzo
name?
is the midfielder.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, not sacking her. Oh, Enzo. Oh, I keep getting the names mixed up. Well, anyway, the sacking of the Chelsea coach was also in a weird timing because they were in a fifth spot. But well, this guy used to be a former Fulham player, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, he's back in management. He was, I mean, back in first time back in EPL as a coach. What do you think is his chances of doing well? It's an odd pick, right?
To be honest, I never met the guy before he got the job. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as well read as you guys, as you would know, but um, yeah, and obviously I never really heard of him. Just looking
Mm.
at him, I don't like the way he looks, and he seems to
Yeah.
have a very, very arrogant kind of outlook to it because already
Mm,
immediately getting ready to sack players, which I don't
mm,
know. Maybe it's cracking the whip, maybe trying to get rid of all the bad whips and starting the team afresh. So far, right now, as far as I understand, his bomb squad players, as he calls it, Raheem Sterling, Axel Diesel, who all have been transferred instead for the club. He wants
mm.
to get rid of a whole bunch of them. We shall see, lah. We shall see. Um,
Yeah,
but they had a FA Cup win, right, with Charlton, so he hopes to
yeah,
carry
yeah.
on his winning streak. Lah. See
Mm.
how this goes. mm,
So, what does this all mean to our FPL team? So, for all of you guys out there, I think what it means is that we need to wait and see what are the
mm,
kind of teams that these managers will pick, right? So,
mm.
those of you who are using your wild card, I would just wait for a few more weeks until the teams have been settled down. Yeah, before we make our decision, especially on these two very, very big teams. Heading down the line.
All right, so let's look at um, where we are at. That was the game week points, and who scored the highest this game week with whopping 79. Right, that should be the highest.
No,
No, there's a higher one. That's below on the
no,
list.
no, no. But yeah, I know this one was we looking at the total points of
No, but
rank
there's
of
a
the game.
the game week is there as well.
Yeah, the game week is there. I didn't put it because we had 30 players in the. It was
Yeah,
just to show you roughly where the rank. Can we put this into full screen? Can be
sure.
squinting my eyes.
Yeah, it's the age.
Thank you very much.
Mm,
So here I just wanted to just see where we are at like in terms of our top scorer, Rice Baby Rowan Shah, 1,254 points total, up to game week 22, which is quite an amazing feat, and that would put him 1,254. That would put him somewhere between the 100K to the 300K mark. So not too bad. Our FPL Goodfellas League is quite good. So this is a table you can put yourself there. Like for me, Moyes Mavericks at 1153. That will put me firmly just above the 2 million or just below the 2 million mark. So those of you who wants to see yourself where you are at, this is a good table to see where you are. Top one is the top ranks is 1441. So not too bad, only 300 points away. Fauzan?
yeah, I'm also top 100,000 from the
Huh?
bottom.
Okay, from the bottom.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so yeah, I never got the hang of this game. That's why I'm here hanging around, trying, hoping to get some nuggets from you guys. Always chasing the tail, as you said, but never really succeeding, but still enjoying the process. So that's where
That's
we are
the
at.
whole that's the whole idea. Enjoy the process. Don't let it get
Uh,
to be too serious, right?
I never really bothered. But okay, there are some people who really, really take this very, very seriously. Hats off to you. I really respect. And we help you with the information that is given by the A game and you. Okay, looking at the next one. Now we're looking at top scoring fantasy players in the position. So from game week 1 to game week 19, the top scoring striker would be Haaland, very clear at top there, the
Mm,
king,
mm,
doing very well this season. But things have to align somehow for him. He's not like a natural. I say he's not the one that can make things from nowhere. He still needs providers.
right.
Rice
Right.
Baby is the other one,
Mm,
who's actually the top midfielder. Okay, and which is also
yeah.
why he is the. I think is the almost everybody has him. Very few don't recommend him to be part of the team.
Yeah, I think he's a very good like this season, right? When he
Mm,
came out with the defensive contribution points, right? I
mm,
think he's the most it's not a shock that he's up there as number one because he does his defensive work, he does his creative work, he scores the occasional goals.
mm,
Previously he was just like a player like Ronaldo or Salah, that um is just on the attacking front. So nowadays they are recognizing the defensive front as well. So
mm,
that's where Rice is getting his clean sheet points, his defensive contribution points,
mm.
including assists as well as scoring goals. So the all-rounded midfielder. So he's the one that you just must have in your team.
Yeah, the all rounder. You're right. I
Mm,
mean, before this, you were hoping for like people like Kante. All the defensive midfielders didn't really
mm.
score that many points, even though they had wins. Okay, so in
Yeah,
defense,
yeah.
we have Gabriel, which is again high on DEFCON points, and there's also some attacking potential.
Mm.
Other than him, I think Timber is also high on the list. Okay, and then for
Yeah.
keeper,
Keeper is a strange one. This is Royce from Sunderland. So he's
Mm.
got a lot of points. I think he saved a few penalties, and Sunderland has kept really good clean sheets this season. And of course, he's up there because not only of the clean sheets, but also because during the games, Sunderland usually receives a lot of shots.
Shots on target
So
there.
so he pulls off a lot of saves as compared to
Mm.
like Raya in Arsenal. He may go the whole game without saving, more than
Mm.
two shots, you see, because Arsenal's defense are so strong.
Yeah.
But he would definitely have pulled off many saves. So even though he concedes, he still is able to get, like, at least 3 or 4 points because of his saves and the bonus points that comes in, especially when he keeps a clean sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So these are players to consider because even if you look at Reeves, it's like 12.4% ownership, only. Still very low. But then
Yeah, that's
again,
right.
that's because a lot of people don't feel that Sunderland is a safe bet defensively.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
when you go Arsenal, people can see between death coin points and clean sheet points, there's a lot of
Yeah.
potential there.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, now looking at other players that are so-called under the radar.
Mm. That's right. Like
One for
words,
Kambi.
right? We started off with words, right? In a lot of our teams in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, and then we realized that it wasn't working out. So game week 1 to 13, he had only 21 points, but then 14 to 21, he came alive with 49 points, and his percentage own is very low. So those of you who are looking to maybe build on something different, so this could be a potential. And the other one is Frimpong, because of the injury to um I don't want to mispronounce his name. Was it Bradley? Connor Bradley?
Mm.
Um, yeah, the right back for Liverpool. So because of that injury, Frimpong is back in contention, and he's a very attacking player. So yeah, so these players are definitely something different, maybe a differential.
Mm. Currently, Words is at 11% ownership, I think. Only.
Mm,
Yep. So there are not that many, but I think he's starting to get noticed.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So moving along, form comparison. So you have Newcastle and you have Chelsea the defense.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what's this about? So in other words, about the midfield lah. So
Yeah,
which, if
correct.
you want a midfielder contribution from Newcastle, which one will you go for between Mahrez and Gordon?
Yeah, because Gordon was the initial one that was a favorite.
Mm,
But I mean, since I got Bruno, with the exception of one game, he's been
mm,
returning 10, 10, 11, and I really benefited from him being in my team. It saved me from quite a few game weeks from being a disaster. So, and his goals really came in at the 90th minute plus.
yeah,
So I've seen him doing, not getting really any points for like 85 minutes, and then he comes back with a 10 pointer. So I'm leaving him in my team. And he's doing really, really well. And his up next is Wolves. So yeah, only 20% own, and he's someone that you may want to bring into your team potentially. The next one is Chalobah. He has not been performing past few games, and although the fixture ratings are very, very ideal, um, they have a new manager, so I would just pull a handbrake on that. If you have him, keep him. But if you don't have him, I won't bring him in just yet because we do not know Liam Rosenor's preferred defensive combinations.
but I think Chaluba should be nailed on lah. Who else to take his place?
But I
Uh,
don't know, man. I mean, they have a few, but I would think he should be nailed on. He
yeah,
should be.
other people might need to consider, but I think he should be okay. I mean,
Mm,
if you want a contribution from Chelsea defensively, I mean,
mm,
he's a good safe bet lah. Okay, so let's
yeah.
look at the top transfers out this week. Okay, so you have a theory, right? Why? Okay,
Ah,
for
I,
example, in
I
terms of, I can see why people transfer Cunha out.
yeah.
Guardiola no need to say. Okay, so in terms of performing, not performing, that's a very clear thing, lah. But when we
Mm.
look at Foden and Semenyo, it's questionable. Okay, even Ekitike. So if you look at Ekitike, the coming game weeks, you have Burnley, Bournemouth, and Newcastle, which doesn't look too bad. Why are people transferring Ekitike out first?
Wow, that's a good question. I have no idea. The only reason it's actually 300,000 people now. Maybe I don't know. The past two game weeks he was injured. He's not been getting the points. After a brace of good results. And maybe at that price point of 8.9, people are looking for something a bit more consistent, like
Hmm,
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That could be a possibility.
okay,
And there are only three striker spots, is he? So,
yeah,
they could be selling him to get more consistent but cheaper attacking force. So that's the reason why. But why this week? Because they are playing Burnley, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that's a strange one this week for me. So hence
Hmm.
the question mark uh expression there.
Yeah, I know he had, I mean, no points obviously for the past two game weeks. So don't know whether he's ready to be able to perform well. Lah. I can see that, lah, but
Mm.
we shall see. But the Foden and Semenyo theory,
Okay, Semenyo's price has actually fallen. So that's a
uh,
weird one. For a guy that is on form and on fire, um, we have 250,000 people yeah, selling him. And Foden as well. The only reason I can see why this is happening is because of that policy where if you have four Man City players, you have to sell one before you can do any other transfers. So I'm seeing this as more like people having to sell one of their Man City players. That's why these players are being transferred rather than the form that they are in. Because if I'm not mistaken, Semenyo has scored two goals in the two games that he has played for Man City in during the week.
okay. So yeah, lah, so that's the theory lah. And of
Yeah,
course,
that's that.
uh, also because of the way that Pep does his squad rotations, right? Between Foden,
Mm,
Semenyo, and then there's also Cherki that's also still performing well. So it's questionable lah, what you're gonna get.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, true.
Okay. So to replace all the top transfers out, these are the players transferred in this week.
Mm.
Thiago. God, after
Thiago,
I
this guy is
transfer
a
him out, the
magic.
guy just yeah,
I do not know where they got this guy from. He looks like Mbuemo. It's like Mbuemo 2.0 or something like that.
yeah.
And he's scoring. I don't think you need you. I don't think you should let him go. Nobody should let this guy go. He may have one or two or even three game weeks off, but he looks a natural striker. He looks like a natural striker. And he looks undroppable. And no way I'm going to drop him for the rest of the season. That's for sure.
But they're playing Chelsea, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anyone going to score for that team besides Schade, it's going to be Thiago. So yeah,
Mm.
doesn't I think it's just certain players are just there regardless of the opposition. I think he has proven to be one of them.
One of the mighty Brazilians. 16
And
goals
it's
so far.
such a happy player, so weird.
Yeah.
Uh, Even he was playing.
Ronaldinho style lah.
He's like he was playing against Everton and he scored the fourth goal or what, or
Yeah.
it was a hat trick, and he went to hug Beto. It's so weird. It's like I don't understand. So yeah, it's one of those players that can never be put down.
Okay. All right. So I mean, if he goes on at this rate, I think one of the bigger clubs will snatch him. So we
Oh,
shall
that's
see.
for sure. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's only a matter of time, you know. Okay, so let's look at your team.
All right. So I have not made any transfers because I have planned this. I have planned this. I have four Man City players. So I want to go into this game week as a historical game week that I'm having four players from the same team. So I'm definitely going to start all four of them. Just because I can do it. All right. So I'm having four Man City players. Um, and I'm keeping my transfers. So I'll see how long I can hold out. Maybe I can keep up to five transfers before making a move. Pretty happy with the team. Nothing really to change. The only one that I can think of is that when I do finally change, it's most likely to be Foden for Bruno Fernandes because I think he's back for Man United.
Yeah,
So if
man.
I'm going to make that change, I'm going to do it for Bruno Fernandes. But let
Actually,
me
yeah,
enjoy my Man City players in my team before making that move.
exactly. Because Foden at 8.4, he better score because if not, then it's quite a number of millions to use with less points to
Mm,
use. And we shall see, lah, hopefully. But then again, they are
right.
playing against Man U, Man U,
Mm,
hopefully, with Carrick in charge there. And the fact that they love it when they can beat Man City. I hope
right.
that, some of that comes up. Never mind, let Man U win. Haaland can score 5 goals, never mind. But Sesko and or whoever lah will score six.
Hey,
Okay, so it's
Sesko
a
has been
very
scoring, man.
isolated.
That's
Yeah,
another player under the radar. Thank you for bringing it up.
correct. Yeah, Sesko is another one. Yeah, but he's not. He hasn't. He hasn't fully gained the confidence of the people yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Starting
but
to build
looking
up
good,
from.
looking good at this point in time.
Yeah, it's going in the right direction. Okay,
Yeah.
and here is mine. I made two transfers in. Um, Unlike the game, I'm not confident about my team at all. So I don't really have. Okay, other than Haaland and Rice and Bruno, the rest all not entirely certain whether they are actually going to perform. So what I did was I took out O'Reilly because I think lost favor over time, and I brought in Alderete because of the DEFCON, as well as there's also potential. To get more expensive player because he is cheap, coming at 4.1.
Mm,
Some people
mm.
choose Mukele because he's more is he has produced more points, but he's also a little bit more expensive. Uh, with this, I still have some room to transfer in other more expensive players in the upcoming game weeks. Second one is I brought Walter Mara. This is I'm not sure whether I did the right thing here, but I feel like giving Calvert Lewin a opportunity. I hope that he can continue his blistering run of form. But
I mean, he has defied logic, and he has yeah, all his haters there are just eating their words. He has again. I we're looking for consistency. I think he has proven to be consistent.
mm,
Um, providing that because Leeds cross the ball and he remains in the box. As long as they keep crossing the ball, he remains in the box. He always gets that opportunity.
but here's the upcoming fixture against Everton right soon. I
I think he
think
would love the fixture.
next game week or the following game week. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
the one.
that's right.
I'm
Oh, that's
not
the
so
reason
sure
you
about.
bought him, lah. That's the reason you bought him,
No,
right?
no, 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 no. I
In
bought him
one
for this game week. I was
sure, sure,
I
sure.
was I was hesitant because of the upcoming Everton fixture. 9 years in Everton, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
whether or
yeah.
not he's very happy to score there or not.
I think he
Uh,
will be ecstatic to score there.
we shall see. Okay lah. So yeah, that about sums up this week.
Mm.
I hope that you guys enjoy the upcoming game week. I really hope. I think that a lot of people are going to be up on Saturday to catch the Man City game. It's going to be a nice big game. Hopefully, Man U does what Man U does, which is show up and when there's a big game on. And yeah, because if not, I'm going to get a lot of messages, especially from the students, when when Man U loses or if Man U loses. Wrong. Okay, so that's it
All
from
right,
us. Have a good week and all the best for the upcoming game week. Take care.
please.
Bye bye.